I start teaching students who are very new to the drumming world, I find that they sometimes struggle with the different counts. So firstly, I'll introduce them with quarter notes, and then we'll go on to eighth notes, and then finally into 16th notes, and so on, and into triplets and stuff like that. I have some exercises that I do pretty much every time I warm up, and looking into them into more detail, they can actually help with counting and transitioning in between different counts. And I thought I'd share them because I still use them even though I'm not a beginner. I use them to warm up, and it tends to warm up your counting brain as well as your hands and your grip. So I'm going to share two to start off with, and then I will continue to share more as I go along. The first one is pretty simple. You start with a single stroke roll with quarter notes, and then you'll go into another single stroke roll but with eighth notes, and then you go into single stroke roll but with 16th notes. Now, looking at this, it looks pretty simple. The one thing that I think trips people up is that they're so used to playing quarter notes that they play them fast, and by the time they get to the 16th notes, it's too fast to keep up with. So one thing to keep in mind is to keep this slow, bearing in mind that you've got 16th notes in the third bar. But here's an example of playing that. Okay, so that's the first one. Pretty simple. Get used to counting it, increase the BPM as you go along, but always bearing in mind that you've got 16th notes to play in the third bar. So the quarter notes may feel slow, but you've got to keep them at a tempo that you can keep playing 16th notes at. The next and final one for now is still relatively simple, and you've got a quarter note single stroke roll. So right, left. Then you've got eighth note double stroke roll, which is right, left. And then you add in a paradiddle, a single paradiddle. So it's right, left. So you're going quarter note single stroke roll, eighth note double stroke roll, and then a paradiddle using 16th notes in the right, left format. So here's an example of me playing that. You'll notice when I'm demonstrating some of these, I do more than one line of the last bar, so the more than one line of the third bar. So in the first exercise, that's the 16th note single stroke roll, and then in the second one, it's the paradiddle and the 16th note roll. Honestly, the reason that I do that is because that one's harder for anyone, and the more practice you get with that, the better. Especially with paradiddles, because you're incorporating the single and the double stroke roll all in one rudiment. So those are the ones that I use generally for part of my warm up before I teach a lesson or I go into practice. I find that it installs counting again, and it warms up your grip and your hands as well. I hope you find these helpful when you're warming up or starting to learn counting and different rolls. I've got more exercises if any of you will find that helpful, but for now I just want to do the two main ones that I do myself pretty much every day.